Hello, how are you? It's been a while. Are you excited I'm back? I'm excited to be back. It has been a long, 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks? Yeah, it's been a little while. So I'll wait for people to start clicking on, and I'm going to share this message out. If I can get the right buttons. So, hello, you guys. Welcome. Let me hold on. Hello, everybody's clicking on. How do you do this? I don't share very often, so I'm like, how do you even click and do this? You guys, I am so excited you are here. Sorry, I'm sharing this out. Give me just a quick second. I'm actually just sharing this on my page because I think it's important. Yup. Okay. Hello, you guys. I know everybody's missed me. I'm here, and we're about to get real. So, woo! You guys, welcome to another episode of Cosmic Heart Connection, where I'm your host. I help you connect to the deepest part of your soul. My name is Tawnya, and our mission as light workers, you guys, is to raise the vibration of the planet. And it's funny because I'm about to say, and our voice to be heard. So yes, you caught me alive. And if you are here, I am so excited because it's about to get real. So, Jessica, thank you so much. I'm excited. I've been off for about 2 weeks. And let me tell you why. A lot of you guys have seen me work, but you don't know who I am. Like, who is Tawnya? And we're going to talk about it. I'm gonna talk a little bit about me. We're gonna talk about my life experiences and kind of what I have seen lately and the reason why I have stepped back for 2 weeks. So hello, you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing, adding your friends. I saw this. I kind of have done some spiritual maintenance for the past couple weeks and have been off Facebook. And I saw this post that Buddha said, and he said, the one who talks all the time does not listen. So I took myself off of Facebook for a while and listened. And I have heard a whole bunch of things, and I have watched and I have evaluated. It has been interesting energies with Mercury going. It was in retrograde and we're coming out of it today. And I think sometimes people forget that I'm intuitive. So I want to tell everybody that I see you. I see your light. I see ego, and I see dark, and I see it all. So I have a lot of people have messaged me since I've been gone, asking me, did you see so-and-so? A lot of people have pasted that authenticity has came out. That people who said and claimed that they were a certain way were not. So it really shook me to my core, because you guys know this with like doctors, if any profession, in this profession, especially when you're talking about spirituality, can have spiritual leaders, because if you guys have been in the spiritual world, there are some leaders that have gone sideways, show their authentic self, and I want to say copiers. So I've been observing, and I've noticed a lot of people who, hello from Naples, Florida, hello, haven't been their authentic self, and I've noticed a lot of people been copying my work is the best way I'm to do. And usually I don't talk about this, but Spirit has pushed me to talk about it. Thank you. It says faith on it because I have been walking with a lot of faith into a new area. We're going to talk about that, into trusting where this is going. And I talked to another intuitive out of New York, and she had also been saying the same thing, and she's actually doing a course. And she goes, I noticed a lot of people, and it's the same thing, because they're not, say that again, secure in who they are, that they get it from other people. So instead of going straight up and getting it from source, they get it from others and then kind of mold what they mold what they think everybody wants to hear and not live in an authentic self. So I encourage you to be your authentic self. Okay? I'm going to talk about a couple stories. The reason why I can talk about this so well is there was a time in my life where I was very lost. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. That and I'm not going to go into my whole story because it's long, but I'm going to give pieces where I was called a chameleon. Everybody said, oh, Tanya's trying to fit in with whoever she's around and everything else. And people would make fun of me. I was always intuitive and I always knew things, but I always feel like I tried to conform to the crowd. And I was having a hard time like being exactly who I was because I was in kind of fear of, or well, are they going to judge me? And I lived in a town that was very judgmental. And everybody was gossiping. And it took me a while to kind of figure out who am I? Who's Tawnya? What is she? What is she doing? What is she doing here? Why am I here? And I have continuously and will continue to learn and go deeper within myself. But it hurt my feelings. And you guys have all been in situations where you either shadowed and didn't talk about who you are, or try to fit the mold. And it took me a while to kind of bust loose of that and figure out, what do I like to do? I was not raised with a lot of money, and my parents worked hard for what they could provide, but I didn't come from a wealthy home. And I was the only cheerleader who parents were divorced that lived in a trailer, and was part of FFA because I was also a little bit of a cowgirl. So I kind of was not in the popular crowd, and I was a little overweight. And high school was rough. High school was really hard for me. And there was a lot of things that happened in high school that we'll talk about later, but really trying to find my groove and my tribe and my people and find somebody who would accept me for me. So I did a lot of conforming to fit other people's likes and needs. And even after my ex-husband and I had got a divorce and I was a single mom and trying to make ends meet, I was around a lot of girls who just were kind of mean and didn't really accept me. And I think the reason why I know Spirit has given this to me and talking through my experience is there are so many people who have been feeling like this, who have been in hiding, who don't talk about how they feel because they have been judged or afraid of making the wrong mistake or making this mistake again. So they're not being their authentic self in fear of judgment of others. I've been working with a lot of kids who have felt the same way, who have anxiety, who have been wanting to commit suicide, who don't want to be here. And I've really sat with Spirit, and this Mercury in retrograde felt like everybody was kind of going like this, and then getting all this like energy cranked in a knot, and then everybody went different ways. And it's been interesting sitting back observing and listening to Spirit and channeling and writing things down. And Spirit is encouraging me to talk about things, an episode in my life, that hurdles I've had to overcome. Say that again. And they go to remember the light again. As spiritual intuitive, sometimes they're misled as we're always about butterflies and rainbows and our life is perfect and everything is peachy. And that's just not the case. I feel like a lot of the light workers have gone through the muck, have had probably the hardest lives, and have had life experiences that relate them to other people. And I have noticed, I've been doing this work for a while publicly, and have been doing this work face to face my whole entire life. I always, like I said, told you I was intuitive, knew things about people, so I would know exactly what to say and how to say it and who it was. And they'd say, hey, how did you know that? Like I knew if somebody was having a bad day, exactly what to say to cheer them up or what not to say. And I was, okay, all right, we'll say that. I was overhearing a conversation sitting next to me, and they were talking about church. And the guy said to me, he goes, I want a pastor that has not had everything in a silver, life handed to him in a silver platter. And I'm going to go on to that too. He goes, I want somebody that I can learn from who is experienced. And I have gone through massive amounts of experiences, and I'm going to continue to share them. And what Spirit told me is my experiences have been rough with my NDEs. I've had a couple near-death experiences. I've had multiple heart surgeries in and out of the hospital from 2 to 16, outlived the doctors, wasn't supposed to live to see my teenage years. And this is probably the most powerful statement, and it's going to rock a few of you. I'm just going to say that. You're forewarned. And it's important to kind of talk, slow down. Talk about of all walks of life, because my husband had the silver platter and didn't. And he said, I didn't really have a lot of struggles. Okay. And I noticed that I can sit here and I can channel and I can give inspirational, loving messages, and I'm going to continue to do that. But I think it's also important to show you that just because I can channel and I've been to the other side, connected to the other side, had an NDE, know what it's like to be on the other side, I am still here in a physical body, experiencing life just as you. My goal, my mission is to help you remember what your life is. What you came here to experience, what you came here to learn, and what you came here to love. And this is kind of the trigger. And this is a controversy, and everybody talks, has said this, and it hits them, and then everybody comes back with 100 questions. But you chose this life, your experiences. Okay, hold on. And what you came here to learn. Good, bad, ugly, which there is no good, bad, and ugly. But you came here to experience and to learn. And you picked the scenes and scenarios and the people you wanted to work with. Teachers, guides, everything. Say that again. But your reaction is your free will. And how you choose to react to the situations is your free will. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that is so much easier to hear, especially when we're dealing with trauma or dealing with the circumstance that we came here to experience. I know in not my physical consciousness, because Lord knows I think I would have changed, experience something different. But I chose to have, and I know, slow down. And they want to bring this into your higher self. And this is faith. This is faith. This is knowing. This is what I teach. This is knowing that as much as crap as I've been through my date rape, through having multiple surgeries, dying on the table, through multiple experiences, that I chose those for a reason. Doesn't mean it doesn't suck. But you have to have full faith and full trust that when you made those decisions before you came into this world, you made a uncognitive decision to experience. And how you react and how you learn, yes, and how you love through every experience, you grow and you teach others. One thing I've talked about, especially on my page, that I probably have fallen short, and I want to apologize for that, is what Spirit taught me kind of this week, the past 2 weeks. As I talk about, and I think it's very important to meditate and center. But you guys know, because I have been on the other side and I know what it's like and how amazing it is, I like to hang out up there. I like to hang out in the ethers. I like to hang out. But I heard something that really kind of hit me to my core. And I was listening to other NDE radios of people who've had other near-death experiences. And what she said is, we need your light here. Instead of wanting to go somewhere else, the world needs your light. And that hit me hard, because sometimes I don't want to hang out. And I feel like sometimes the spiritual journey, I talked to, like I told you, another intuitive, is probably it's really challenging. It's probably one of the most competitive. And I get over it. And I'm just like, that's not me. I'm not here to compete who has who gifts, who has this. It's all about love and being the channel of love. So when I have seen the past few weeks the ego and the negativity and the competition, I just back out. I'm just like, I'm over it. I step back and I'm like, I just don't want to do that, Spirit. I'm like, I didn't come into this. And I have an argument with Spirit. And I said, I came in here to share love and spread light, and not who has this and let me copy this. And I just am like, so again, your authentic self. Come here and experience and shine your beautiful light. That's why when I come here and I come on these videos and I do this, I have gave so much information saying, I've sat here, I've sat with Source, I've channeled, and I've sat in love and said, I don't have all the answers, but I'm here to integrate my life, the light in this earth, in this physical body, and here to spread love. So I encourage you to not compare yourself to others, because what you are is beautiful, and your light in your being is beautiful. Say that again. And Spirit said that I'm sorry for other people who have made you feel small and had to dim your light to fit in, to feel accepted, to feel loved. We have been by your side, encouraging you to shine your light within you, remembering who you are, and that your gifts and your divinity is beautiful. You are never alone. You came here for a great, wonderful mission, to bring others up, and also to invoke and invite them to shine their light. We are all connected. As I with you, you with them, and us together, We are all connected as one. Woo. Understanding that the spiritual laws and spiritual understanding has nothing to do with dimensions and where you're at and where you're going. Realizing that we are all one. Created, made, continuously vibration of love. It's not about where you're going, slow down, who you are, where you've been, or where you're going. It is about love. Love of self. So deeper than you've ever been before. Understanding that the flaws that you see within yourself are beauty marks of lessons of learning of love. Yes. Teachable moments for others. I know they're almost showing me like it's like battle wounds and scars to know that I have crawled through the muck, been in the doubt of fear, been in the place of the unknown and felt all alone, but still knowing that I'm not. And as I have been there, I can help you through it. You're here to love yourself more than you think is even possible, more than you love your children, more than you love your parents. Oh, wow. Okay. Because the more you fall in deeper in love with yourself, that's when you become free. That's when freedom begins. And they're saying financial freedom because it's the straps of life. So when you think about financial freedom, it is our world. It is living here because we are financially. I know trapped in a physical, which say that again. When you realize that all things are love and made with love, and you step back and start understanding and realizing that the people that lash out, the people who come at you and who have made you feel small, made you feel weak, and made you doubt yourself, come from a place of ego, and that they don't have self-love. And as soon as you separate that and stand in your energy, in your soul, and remember your divine beauty and how much you love yourself, that you're never alone. You have the freedom to fly, rise above the muck, and fly into this beautiful bliss. Unlock yourself. From the mindset of being trapped in this world and everything is against you. Take the key and unlock yourself. You have the key, you have the power. You can have the freedom. Nobody will do it for you. You have the power. This takes practice. I wish it was a pill that we could just take and remember. but it's literally stepping away from everything, everybody. Social media, your everything, and just stepping away. Hide in a bathroom, hide in the bathtub, in the shower. And sit with yourself. And if it's crying, cry. If it's screaming, scream. If it's laughing, hysterically laugh. If it's dancing, dance. If it's whatever, just do it. Changing your mindset will change your vibration. You're so welcome. I didn't pin a lot of your guys' posts, and I know that there's stuff here. So I encourage you, anybody who's feeling down in the dumps, overwhelmed by life, needs a remembrance, because you keep going, like a reminder, tag their name, post on your page. You guys are the beacon of light, the beacon of love. Never forget that. Know that anytime, any place, all you have to do is change it up here and start feeling it in here. And know you're never alone, and have faith and trust that God's got your back. I love you. I'm excited you guys are here. And I will see you guys all very soon. Stay tuned for more people here on the Academy.